All right, so this is going to be another bad movie review. This is going to be on The Sitter. It's directed by David Gordon Green. It's got Jonah Hill in it. I've always heard that this movie was bad, and I was just looking for a movie to do a bad movie review on, and I saw it was on Hulu, so I was like, okay, it's on streaming. I'll check it out. So I watched it earlier today, and yeah, it's bad. It's not funny. It's badly written. I did not like this at all. In this, we have Noah, played by Jonah Hill. It starts off with him eating out his girlfriend, kind of his girlfriend, not really. Marissa, played by Ari Grainer. It starts off with that. He gets done, and he's like, "Hey, you gonna return the favor?" And she's like, "Oh no, I got food poisoning." And she's got pictures of her and her ex still, and things like that. And it's clear that he's being used. I mean, very clear. But whatever. He's too much of a nice guy, I guess, to see that. And so Noah, he lives with his mom, and he has no job, he can't keep a job. And he was in college, but he's not in college anymore. It didn't work out. So he's a loser. He has like nothing going on. So his mom wants to go out, and she's supposed to be meeting this guy that she's potentially going to hit it off with. But the friend of hers who's supposed to be introducing them may not be able to go because she can't get a sitter for her kids. So Noah, even though he's lazy, it's not all about responsibility. I mean, he didn't even want to answer the phone when the phone was going off. He's like, "Hey, mom, the phone, the phone." He's gonna watch these kids. So the three kids are Slater, Blythe, and Rodrigo. They all have different levels of like, okay, these kids are weird. So he's watching the kids, and he gets a call from his girlfriend. Right, even though she says she has food poisoning, she's at a party. And she's like, "Hey, can you give me some coke?" This is not something he does. He's not a drug dealer or anything like that. But he's so desperate to finally have sex with her because she says, "Hey, we can actually have sex if you go get me this coke." Clearly using him. Um, he's so desperate to finally have sex with her that he's like, "Yeah, I'll go do it. I'll go see this drug dealer to get you coke and bring it to the party for you." It's supposed to be for a friend because she doesn't do coke anymore. So instead of leaving the kids there and then going to do that, he takes the kids with him, and then just a bunch of craziness happens from there. It's badly written, overly convenient. Things happen in like really forced ways when it comes to comedy or keeping the story going forward. But I think the performances are good. I think Jonah Hill's good. These kids, even though it's child acting, I thought the kids were good. The best performance, I think, and the best character is Carl, who's this drug dealer that he goes to get coke from, played by Sam Rockwell, who has no business being in here. Sam Rockwell, like, well, what's going on? Like, he's clearly too good for this. Um, he's actually, funny. He's kind of a fun character. It seems like he's having fun with it. You could, I couldn't really get a full idea of what he's supposed to be or what he's got going on, right? Like he's got a bunch of bodybuilders like making coke for him and doing other things at his place. He really wants to be Noah's friend, and he's like giving him a hug and everything. He's like, "Oh, you're my eighth best friend." It's like, you guys just met. It's like, he's telling Noah, "It's like, get out of here with those gorgeous eyes." I'm like, what's going on? Is he gay or what? He's got this guy who's really feminine, who's like on roller skates, who actually takes Noah to see him, like takes him in to see him and everything. And then he eventually just shoots the guy in his leg because he's not listening because he has his headphones on. I mean, this character, this character was making me laugh because I was just like, I don't know what he's gonna do next. I don't really understand him really, but that was actually kind of fun when it came to his character. The rest of this movie is not funny in the slightest. This movie is so forced and badly written. It's like, what world is this? like, like the whole thing with like Noah, who's obviously being used by his not really his girlfriend, right? Uh, it's so obvious, and the idea that you would take these kids with you to go get coke for her when she's obviously using you. At the very least, you shouldn't even go to do this. You should be done with her. But at the very least, you should leave the kids there. Like, isn't it much better for you to get in trouble for leaving the kids when you're supposed to be babysitting them than taking them with you to get coke and to have all this other stuff go on? Especially when Slater is 13 and he's like, "Well, you should be, babysitting. Like you should be, you can be in charge of the house." And but Slater has anxiety problems and takes pills and things like that, so he's not responsible enough to do it. But I'm thinking the whole time I was like, why? There's no real reason to why you would take these kids with you instead of just leaving them there. The kids all have something going on. Like I said, Slater has anxiety, and he's upset because his friend isn't texting him back and things like that. And so that goes into like, okay, this kid is like more than likely gay, right? The way that it's playing out with his friend and things like that. And at first I was like, okay, there's some subtlety here. This is actually all right the way they're dealing with this. But then they have to have Noah, Jonah Hill, talk to him after he sees his friend at the bar mitzvah. I'll get back to the bar mitzvah with another kid, another boy. It's like you're hanging out with him now and things like that.
Since when do you hang out with Benji Gillespie?
Look, I can hang out with as many other people as I want. I don't think you understand that. I'm getting kind of sick of going to your house all the time and watching tennis.
Noah is like, you don't need all those pills because Rodrigo threw his pills out the window. He's like, you don't need all those pills. You're gay. Uh, I was like, well, he might still need those pills. He might actually have legitimately have anxiety and also potentially be gay. But like, no, you don't need those pills. You're just gay. You're so gay. This a whole conversation they have with each other that's just ridiculous. But that's his thing. Then we have Blythe, the daughter, the girl in this. She's obsessed with celebrities and gossip and things like that. She's like, "Oh, I have some gossip for you," and tells Noah that her dad is kissing his assistant. That he's fooling around with his assistant. Has a bunch of makeup on and things like that. She cusses. She's like, "Oh, I'm trying to go to my I'm trying to go to this hot spot or whatever." She calls things hot.
Noah, that's your name?
Yeah,
That's a super hot name. Mom, trust me, it's a hot name.
it's actually biblical.
The Bible's a hot book.
The real issue is when it comes to the kids is Rodrigo. So Rodrigo, he's adopted. He was adopted. He's from El Salvador. And he doesn't really speak English. He doesn't really talk to them at all. And he's obsessed with like fireworks, like having fireworks in the house. He like as soon as he's interacting with Noah, he's breaking things and being like, clean it up. I was like, dang, okay. The music that they have for him too is like it's real ridiculous or whatever. The way he's sitting out, it's almost like somebody's gonna bring him in some drugs or something, like he's a drug lord or something like that. He also is obsessed with blowing things up. Like they go to a restaurant where he just wanders off and ends up in a restaurant, and he's in the bathroom, and he comes out of the bathroom, and the toilet just blows up. Like, I don't even know how he's blowing things up or where he has these bombs on him, but yeah, he's like, "Oh, I blew it up." You're thinking, "Oh, he took a shit," but no, he blew up the toilet.
What's so funny?
This kid is way too much. Pissing on the floor in the bar mitzvah, all these other things. The reason why Noah's life is in jeopardy, the reason why all their lives are in jeopardy potentially, is because Rodrigo, when when Noah goes to see this guy Carl, the drug dealer, um, and he goes in and talk to him and everything. Rodrigo somehow gets out of the car and goes in there himself, and then is like, "Oh, well, I have to pee pee," and so he goes, and then he ends up getting an egg when they're in the minivan leaving. He has an egg, and that egg is what they smuggle their cocaine. That's when they keep their cocaine, and so Noah's like, "Hey, give me that," and so they're fighting over it, and then the cocaine gets all over Noah. So now Noah has to either get the cocaine or get the money to Carl, the drug dealer, or he's gonna kill him. It's a lot of forced things going on in this. Like the girl, in the car, she farts, but it's not just a fart. She sharded herself. So now they got to go get her new underwear. And while they're in the store, the lady that's working there is suspicious of what's going on and thinking that he might be kidnapping her. And she's kind of playing around, like going on with like, yeah, no, I don't know this guy. And so they end up running out of there. And then also he meets up with a woman he used to go to high school with, who he has issues with because he went to her party and he threw up in her grandmother's urn. So she has issues with him and all that's going on. Noah, because his his life is in danger and everything, all this is going on with Carl. Um, he's about to bring the kids to the parents while they're out doing what they're doing. But he doesn't do that. Instead, he has the idea, because this is bad idea after bad idea, to go to a bar mitzvah that Slater was invited to by these two girls that came to the door. He's thinking, oh, okay, we can go to this bar mitzvah, and because the girl who's bar mitzvah is, because she's like a spoiled brat, and her parents have a lot of money, we could just steal the money, whatever gift she has, if it's like an envelope or whatever, we could just steal that, and then potentially use that to pay back Carl. So it's just like, oh my god. It's like, why you go into a bar mitzvah to steal? How you know you're going to be able to do that? How you know she's going to have gifts that have money in them? How do you know that you're going to be able to, you know, grab those ones and not get caught? Is like, whatever. I mean, this person that he knows, Roxanne, played by Kylie Bunbury, he knew her back in college. They were both into astronomy. She never said anything to him because she was shy. She was too shy to talk to him. This woman was too shy to talk to this guy. Right? Like this is a made up fictional world. She is working there at that bar mitzvah, so she sees him stealing stuff, but doesn't say anything about it, and just goes up to talk to him. And Rodrigo, Rodrigo is so disruptive, man. Like Noah's like, "Oh, we got to be quiet," and Rodrigo's popping balloons. And Rodrigo isn't supposed to go to the bathroom, so I think he said there is no bathroom, and so Rodrigo at one point is just peeing on the floor, and that's when they have to leave. It's just they get to a place, something happens, some kind of chaotic thing, usually caused by Rodrigo, and then they have to rush and get to the next thing. This city must be super small because it's so convenient when it comes to him running into people and things like that. So the woman that he got into an issue with, that he threw up into the grandma's urn, she just happens to be, I think, working at the door at the bar mitzvah, because she was working there, and so she ends up stealing the minivan. So now they got no minivan. So then they go, uh, out of desperation. This was set up earlier that his dad ran off. Right, his dad was cheating on his mom with Noah's babysitter, and so now they have their own family, and he's not involved in Noah's life at all. So Noah, out of desperation, goes to go see him, and he's like, "Look, because he only got $3,000 out of the money that he took from the bar mitzvah, and so he still needs 7,000 more." I don't remember them ever really saying that the specific number of money that he needed, but like apparently he has 3,000, he needs 7,000 more. So he needs 10,000 apparently. So he goes to ask his dad about it. Asks his dad for $7,000. Of course, his dad says no. He has a new son now that he actually cares about, things like that. So he doesn't get the money, but he ends up stealing his father's keys, his car keys, and then stealing his car. And the keys to his dad's like diamond shop, like they said something about it, that he deals like jewels, like he's a jewel dealer or something. It's on that key. So he ends up going to that place and stealing diamonds out of his dad's place. So it's like, man, we're committing all kinds of crimes. We're just going from one place to the next place, stealing shit. You weren't even supposed to be using that minivan in the first place. That family's minivan, that when he's babysitting the kids or whatever. The dad was like, nah, because he had like a DUI on his record or something. So we're just committing all kinds of crimes. And, he's able to turn off the security system because at first he thinks it's his birthday. Why would you think it was your birthday still when your dad wants nothing to do with you? It was actually the other son, the new son's birthday, which I don't even know how he knows that because he didn't seem to have any relationship with his dad or that family at all. So how does he know the other son's birthday to put it in for the security code? Whatever, doesn't matter. He gets the diamonds. At this point, I think they get to stereotype bar, right? They go to this place to get the minivan keys back because something I didn't explain earlier. So Rodrigo regularly runs away. So they have like a tracking thing in his jacket. And just this movie, whenever Rodrigo runs off or something, he has the jacket so he can track him. But whenever they need to find like the car or something like that, he just happened to leave his jacket in the car so they can actually track the car. It's real convenient. So uh, they they're able to track the car or the minivan, I believe, because Rodrigo left his jacket in the minivan. So they were able to track it. So they get there, and we get stereotypes. I mean, right at the door, you get this guy that's like a stereotypical like black, almost like a pimp. The way that he's talking. Oh yeah, what's it? Oh, you like to fly? Oh yeah, kids shouldn't be in here. Oh yeah, baby, what's going on? It's like, what is going on?
They call me Soul Baby.
Soul baby?
Yeah.
Keep it in control, baby.
I hear you, baby.
My name's Noah Jaybird.
No Jaybird? Oh, you like to fly?
I fly, baby.
Fly away, baby.
In the clouds, no frowns.
All right, now that's what I'm talking about.
Tears, no fears, man.
Is that right?
You get that stereotype who's just immediately like, yeah, no, Noah, that's a badass right there, just because he's talking to him. Okay, all right. But then you get the rest of the stereotypes in there where everybody's everybody's like a hood black stereotype. Really, you got Method Man in there playing a character, and then he, gets up to the woman that stole the minivan that he had threw up in her grandma's urn. That's what I mean when I say this movie's this movie's like the city feels all small because like he saw her at that store, then she happened to be working at that bar mitzvah. Now she's at this bar, the same bar that Roxanne ends up coming to and seeing what's going on. It's like, okay, so this is really ridiculous the way this plays out. So he has an issue with her, right? She's going off on him, white boy this, white boy that. Uh, he's like, okay, hit me because you deserve to because of what I did with your grandma's urn. Hit me, and then let me get the minivan keys back. And so she hits him. He's on the ground, and then he gets back up. Because he got back up from that punch and I guess stood up for himself, now everybody loves him.
Look here, little homie. I like your style, you dig?
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You stand up for yours, and I can respect that.
He's like, oh man, this guy's got balls. Oh yeah, 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 white boy, whatever they're dapping him up. They love him now. It's like, wait, what? Just because he was able to take a punch? It's like, that's bullshit. These people don't like this guy. I mean, he's been, trying to talk black with them and stuff like that. It sounds completely awkward, and he's clearly out of place there with all these people. But hey, no, he took that punch, right? He stood up for himself. Hey, he's got balls. We underestimated him. Like now, all of them they love him, right? And it's just to set up some bullshit that happens later on with them. But Roxanne gets there, and they're talking and everything. He ends up giving her because he has the minivan back. He ends up giving her the dad's keys of the car he stole from his dad, by the way, giving her the dad's keys, and he's gonna talk to her later on about it, to get it back or whatever. They got the diamonds, they got the also the $3,000. They got the coke that they originally were going to see Carl about. Um, so hey, things should be cleaned up, right? So things should get worked out. But they get they get pulled over by cops after all that he's done. Right? He shouldn't have taken the family minivan in the first place because he was told not to. He stole from he got coke from a drug dealer. He stole his dad's keys and his car. He stole from that bar mitzvah. He's been breaking all kinds of laws. Like they should really be looking for him at this point. I mean, it's been chaos every place they've stopped at. But the thing that gets the cops to pull them over, and he has actually has to deal with the cops, is that he ran a red light. It's like, come on, dude, what? So he talks to the cops. The cops find the diamonds on him, the coke on him. They start getting all excited because there's a drawing of him that he's wanted for questioning with everything that's been going on. I think it was specifically from that toilet that got blown up in that restaurant. So they tell him to go stand after they get all the pictures and everything. They're all excited. They tell him to go stand by his car, and they just drive off. So they stole his coke and his diamonds. So now he's really fucked. It's like, okay, so they're dirty, I guess. Like, what the fuck is this, Gotham City? It's like they just stole his shit and just drove off. Like, that's crazy. So now, obviously, he doesn't have the money that he needs to give to Carl. So he's calling his girlfriend, who's at that party still. and being like, "Hey, you got to get out of there," right? You know, he ends up getting there too, and he ends up getting into a fight with her ex that she clearly still has feelings for and all that. Rodrigo kind of has a heart to heart with Slater. Right, the heart to heart that Slater had, that ridiculous one with Noah that happened way earlier. But now Rodrigo's got to get his heart to heart conversation with Slater, where Slater's like, "Hey, why you being such an asshole?" And Rodrigo's like, "Oh, well, this is my third foster family. You know, they just give me away." And Slater's like, "Well, you know, you don't talk to us at all. You don't act like you want to be around us or want to live with us. You don't seem like you want to be part of this family." It's like, maybe if you showed us that you actually wanted to be around us or be with us, things like that. So after that, he chills out a little bit. And I was like, really? That's all it was? Was just for him to be like, yeah, stop being an asshole and maybe you can stay around. Oh my god. But anyway, Rodrigo even helps Noah in the fight. He's getting his ass beat by his girlfriend's ex. Getting his ass beat, but Rodrigo even bites the guy's ear and stuff like that. But Carl shows up shooting and everything. They get into a chase, car chase. He's got his buff goons and stuff like that, but they end up being able to drive and they're chasing him. JB Smooth is the main henchman that's with him. I don't remember the character's name, but Carl's really going after him. They end up throwing like a firecracker or something into the window, which sets JB Smooth's crotch on fire, and it stays on fire. Even later on, when you see him, he's outside of the car because they crash, and he's like, "Oh, he's trying to get a taxi," and he's like, "Hey, your crotch on fire, or your dick's on fire." And it's like, how is he? He's patting it down. Like, how is it still on fire? Okay, whatever. Noah gets separated from the kids and the ex girlfriend, and then Carl is about to kill him, but then the black stereotypes come out. His black stereotype army, right? Like they come out and they're like, "Oh no, that's our white boy. You underestimated him. He's got balls." And and Noah's like, "Yeah, I got balls. I can't even I can't even buy underwear, man. My balls won't fit." Stuff like that. Like they come in to save the day. They jump Carl, and then they're able to get home and everything. Towards the end of this, the real cringe sets in because after all this nonsense and Noah being a complete dumbass and a loser, he all of a sudden is enlightened, right? He had that heart to heart with like Slater, being like, "Oh, you're gay," or whatever. He has a moment with Blythe, with the daughter of the girl, where he's like, he puts down the mirror. He's like, look at the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror. And he's like, you don't, putting all that makeup on and trying to be a celebrity, that's not going to get you any friends. And like she's like, listening to what he's saying. It's like, okay, he's enlightened. He's giving people like advice and stuff like that. He's the last person to be doing all this. He was a loser before that night started. Now this night has happened and all this craziness has been happening, and he's a complete dumbass for even having it happen in the first place for this woman that clearly don't fucking actually like him. And now he's like telling everybody, because he drops them off, puts the car in the garage and everything. They clean up from the stuff that Rodrigo like broke before they left. And he sees the dad, and he's like, well, the dad's telling him, "Oh, you need to get your life together," whatever, when he gives him the money. He's like, "No, you need to stop begging your assistant. And oh, dude, look at your wife. She is hot. You need to be tapping that ass." I was like, now all of a sudden he's giving everybody advice. He's so enlightened. He's so smart. He's so intelligent, right? Yeah, he's telling everybody how they should be and what they should do and all this stuff. Bro, you're the last person, dude. Right? You need to get your life together. More than likely, you might have to do it from prison with all this shit going on. But yeah, it ends with him walking off into the night with Roxanne because she pulls up with the car because she tracked him using the tracker, with Rodrigo's coat and all that. This is not a funny movie at all. It's a mess. It's annoying, especially Rodrigo. That's the thing. Rodrigo is so bad that he overshadows the other two. He really does. Like you should have had it more even because the other two, like they've got their problems, but they're like they're manageable for the most part. Rodrigo's a psycho. And it's like, okay, so he's it's mainly him just messing everything up. And it's mainly, him doing things to the point where the other two is like, it's not much here. Um, but whatever. You're not rooting for Noah by the end. You don't really care that much about the kids. You're not emotionally invested. Like when you have these emotional moments between them, right? Like they're waving to him and everything, waving goodbye while he's walking away from their house at the end, and he's looking up at the window. It's like you don't feel nothing from that. It's unearned. Every emotional moment, every moment where he's trying to like tell them like you should, he's telling the father, hey, you shouldn't be banging your sister or whatever. Completely unearned these moments, and yeah, terrible script, and yeah, it's just it doesn't work. So I'm gonna give it trash. It was short. It was a short movie, and I like Sam Rockwell, like I said. So there you go. I'll give it trash. I won't give it my lowest rating. Um, but yeah, this is worthless, and yeah, don't bother with it. It's on Hulu, but don't bother.